Shalom, brothers and sisters. So I wanted to share with you an analogy of what I feel it's like at the moment, living where we're living in this time in history and at this point in the prophecy timeline. For me, it feels like we're standing on the beach and our toes in the sand, and the water's pulling back at an incredible speed. And if you know anything about tidal waves, you know that if the ocean starts pulling back everywhere and just keeps pulling back and pulling back and pulling back, you should be leaving in the opposite direction pretty fast because it's going to return. And when it returns, depending on how far it pulled back, it's coming back as a tidal wave. Now I feel we're standing there and this beach is just endless in front of us. We're seeing the dead fish and we're reporting on it. We're seeing the darkness of the towering wave growing in the distance and we're reporting on it. We're seeing the lightnings and the thunderings and the storms building and we're reporting on it. We're seeing the evil and the fighting around us and we're reporting on it. We're seeing prophecy being fulfilled everywhere and we're reporting on it. And the whole time, this thing is just pulling out further to the horizon that we almost can't see. And we're standing in that dry seabed, watching that wall of water grow and grow and grow. And we know at this point it's too late to run. It's too late to try and make an escape. This thing is monstrous. This is the biggest tidal wave in history. This thing is blotting out the sky and it's coming back. You can hear the roar in the spiritual realm of this thing coming. And you're shouting warnings. You can see and you can feel the wind and then initial raindrops smacking into you as it's returning. And you can see the thundering colossus approach. And we have peace while others are sleeping and not listening, while others are losing their minds and stressing about how much of this they're going to live through. We have peace because we know that we've been promised by the water walker that he's fetching us before this thing hits. And across this wave, you can see Daniel's 70th week, the tribulation, the worst time in history of mankind, bearing down on everyone. And they're not listening, they're not hearing. And this is why we're shouting louder and louder, and we don't care what people think anymore. We're just out there making a noise so that people can wake up and escape with our water walker while there's time. I have no fear of the wave. I think I'm privileged and in awe of seeing the size of this thing bear down on me and the whole world, knowing that I know that I know that I know my Redeemer lives, and at last he will stand upon the earth again one day, and he's coming to get me before this thing hits. I know. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. We're almost home, people. I'm feeling the wind and the rain from the wave approaching. I'm listening to the thunder and the lightning and the roar of what's bearing down on us. I'm standing in the shadow with my feet in the sand, feeling it come. I can feel the vibration on the earth, of the earthquakes and everything all around us as this thing comes tearing towards us. And I know we will be snatched in the twinkling of an eye. Our blessed hope will not let us down, no matter how bad it gets. God bless you. Keep looking up. Shalom.